Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, and I am here for round 4 with my brother. We're playing Cocofolk in Modern. We're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. If you love artist altering and art in general, go check out Madison Gibbons' The Ninth Sphere on themanabase.com. So we're on the play, which is great because we're winning the die roll all over the place. I don't really like this hand, but I don't want to mulligan it either, so we're going to keep it. Probably go like turn 1 nothing into turn 2 Silvergill Adept into turn 3 Silvergill Adept into turn 4 Harbinger. How do we do this? I guess we have to go Flooded Strand. This could just be Flooded Strand Island. We have enough green sources. Also, I'll start off the Botanical Sanctum.
What's his avatar?
I would really be scared about getting the breeding pool, next turn playing, I don't know, Botanical Sanctum, then getting like another Botanical Sanctum. I don't want to play Mutavault, then 4th land Botanical Sanctum. Huh?
What's the avatar?
Niv Mizzet the Dragon. Dredge! Wonderful. We have like nothing for this matchup. Except just creatures. Let's get those creatures on the board. Harbinger of Tides is going to be good. That's not useless. Love you, Harbinger of the Tides. Love you. Or maybe this just was wrong. We should just play Breeding Pool untapped as our first land. Wow, this is so hard. Hard game. I will...
Better just stick to mono blue. Keep it easy.
Probably. I'm going to keep this Mutavault in my hand for as long as possible. Get an island, play Silvergill Adept, and pass. Click is pretty bad against Dredge. Reason being... Well, I mean, Necromoeba just blocks it easily. They don't really play with their hand, they play with the graveyard. So he's got Stinkweed Imp and a Prized Amalgam in a graveyard so far. Let's get the graveyard out. So he's got a Bloodghast. So he's in good shape right now. He's in pretty good shape. Yeah, because he can play a land, get the Bloodghast in play, and then the Prized Amalgam will trigger. But he's going to wait to get even more stuff in the graveyard. He completely whiffed. No more Bloodghasts, no more Prized Amalgams. So that's good for us. Here's the Wooded Foothills. And also there's nothing really useful in the graveyard. There's no Conflagrate. There's a lot of cards that are just completely missing from the graveyard. Given our hand... I sort of want to slow his clock down by playing Harbinger of the Tides, and we can play Noble Hierarch at the same time. But if I play Harbinger of the Tides, then Silvergill might get stranded in our hand. This is really awkward because I can't play Harbinger and Noble Hierarch at the same time while playing Mutavault. But I can play Silvergill Adept and Noble Hierarch at the same time. And I guess the last turn I could play Harbinger and Vendilion Click. Is that reasonable? Or do I just want to Harbinger right now? Well, let's say I want to play Harbinger and Click next turn, then I'm still not using the Mutavault. So to hell with the Mutavault plan. Let's play... No, let's get this Harbinger on the battlefield. The earlier we can get this on the battlefield, the more effective it is. And worst case scenario, we can click the Silvergill Adept away and look for something more useful. That is a worst case scenario. So that's going to save us some life. He's going to take a little bit more life thanks to the Noble Hierarch. Bloodcast can't block because it says so. You can't block. That is an ability. Got a Life from the Loam in the graveyard. No Conflagrate, which is exactly what we want to see. Yeah, pretty good chance I'm going to click myself, get rid of the Silvergill Adept, look for a Lord so that we can push in more damage. Graveyard's pretty empty. Dredges were pretty subpar. I will not block this thing. Oops. You get your 2. Love Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch is acting like a lord most of the time. Just acting like a lord, getting in the 1 extra damage. You are Lord in spirit. So Faithless Looting is going to happen. He's going to dump his prized amalgam back in the graveyard probably. So Necromoeba has been found, and a Conflagrate, which is awful. He's got a lot of cards in his hand at this point. What can I do to deal with that? Not anything, really. I could also click away the Noble Hierarch and look for something else. It's too bad I couldn't somehow snatch the Conflagrate out of his hand with this. Okay, so I will target myself. Don't really care what he's doing. I care what I'm doing. We'll get rid of the Noble Hierarch. Got a Harbinger of the Tides, not bad. So he'll draw a card. He'll have 7. He can shoot off everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not good. Do you know what was a better plan? I should have just attacked with maybe just one of these and watch him block, and then when he Conflagrates, I could have clicked at end of turn and still have a 3-something flyer in the air. It's a bit late. Anyway, we're going to do this. If he wants to block the Silvergill Adept, that's fine. And we'll try to rebuild next turn after he Conflagrates us. And if he doesn't Conflagrate, great. Maybe we could do something else.
Relics are on the sideboard, huh?
Relics are on the sideboard. And we can't even find it with Collected Company. Life from the Loam. If we had a hand with Lords, we probably would be in very good shape of winning this game, but unfortunately we have no Lords to protect our creatures. So everything sort of sucks. So plays Life from the Loam, gets some lands, gonna play a land, probably Conflagrate, because I don't understand what else you would want to do with this turn. He's gonna shock himself. That's some good news. More prized amalgams. More problems. But Dredge is a pretty good matchup, so I'm not too concerned. We've got everything that we could possibly want. It'd be nice to have a few more relics, but and maybe a few more relics, maybe Cure Great Glass Spinner, but aside from that, this is pretty good. Just Lord, 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 Collected Company into more Lords is probably going to be the key to victory. Come on, man. This is not complicated. But he doesn't know what's in our deck. Like, maybe he's worried about Remand, Spell Pierce, Mana Leak. The guy's playing Noble Hierarch in his Merfolk deck. He could have anything. He could be doing anything. He's a wild card. I'm out of control. Yeah. Only gonna Conflagrate for one. Does he have any other Conflagrates? He does not. Okay, let's see what we can do next turn. Maybe we have a chance. Because we can attack for 2. We can also draw some cards. We can. He's empty-handed. What on earth happened? Where'd all the card? Or did he hit? Did he shoot my face? That was the deal. Ah, I see. I see. That's what happened. All right. He had it all figured out. Killed the creatures. Killed me. Attack for the win. True story. So we're gonna want Relic of Progenitus. We're also gonna want Spreading Seas. I think that's all we want. Do we want Void Mage Prodigy? Maybe. We definitely want Kitchen Finks. This is going to be really good. Do we want Reclamation Sage? No. Okay, we do not want Nisa. This is going to be terrible. It's so vulnerable. We don't want Click. It's just terrible. Gotta get rid of 2 more cards. We could get rid of maybe Collected Company just because it's expensive. Maybe 2 nobles? How about a Collected Company and... Actually, let's keep Collected Company. Let's get rid of Curse Catchers on the play. I don't know, don't we want Curse Catcher on the play? What is it that we don't want on the play? I feel like we do want Collected Company in this deck. Okay, we're on the play. Let's take out Noble Hierarch on the play. We'll bring him back in on the draw. And we'll take out 2 Curse Catchers on the draw. That's the plan. I'm glad I have 2 breeding pools on this deck. Otherwise, it's very difficult to cast that Kitchen Finks. Because I can't fetch for that forest. Mana so far has felt really good in this deck. Oh, there's that forest that I was talking about. Yeah, we'll keep this. And the hand looks pretty good. Turn 2 Spreading Seas on the play. Pretty good play against Dredge. Their red mana is pretty sensitive, even though we saw 4 red mana. 4 red sources of mana that game. Play Floodstrand and pass. We'll definitely get a breeding pool. No faith. Faithless in their looting.
Oh, it's a person.
Necromoeba and Conflagrates. That was a dog? It is a dog. You dog. Okay, so we're going to get the breeding pool. And he put a Conflagrate in the graveyard. Even more reason to Spreading Seas this. I'm just going to continue the plan. I'm going to Spreading Seas him into... Next turn we can play Silvergill Adapt into Noble Hierarch, and then I guess Collected Company him out. Maybe depending on like how his draw goes, maybe we will play Harbinger of the Tides, but so far the dealie is play Spreading Seas first. Hurt his red mana. and then go into Collected Company. Or sorry, go into Silver Guild Adept into Noble Hierarch. Looks like Hugs is going to get played. Hugs! Wow, his hand sucks. He's got no dredgers. His hand is terrible. He's no dredgers. Amazing. Probably shouldn't have played a land yet. Noble Hierarch. This game plan is terrible right now. It's going to be exciting. We're going to go like Collected Company into Collected Company. Collected Company actually might save us against Conflagrate, because he'll put the minimum amount of damage on the creatures, and we just have to Collected Company into one lord, and boom, we're in business. Innocent Neonates. You have to have a dredger now. You have to. Yeah, okay. Ooh, that was a hell of a dredge too. You put 2 blood gas into the graveyard. So they're gonna come alive. The drop of 1 land. But no more lands. No more land drops. So a Spreading Seas could be pretty powerful.
Or a relic.
Or a relic would just be just as backbreaking. Gonna attack for 3. I'm just gonna pass with what we have on the board right now. And we're just gonna play Collected Company into Collected Company. Into Collected Company. We're gonna make that Conflagrate look really weak. Really weak Conflagrate. Let's see the graveyard. Life from the Loam, Abrupt Decay, Bloodghast. So next turn he could Dredge Loam, get it back to his hand, grab some lands, play it, but I think it's going to be really slow. I think it's going to be really, really slow. Alright. Here we go! Get your seatbelts on, people. The company has arrived. So let's just... Oh, 2 Mare Rejuries? That's sick. That is just sick. We're just going to bring both those Rejuries. To hell with the Silver Guild Adept. We don't need that. This is going to get out of hand real quick. Real quick. We have another Harbinger. So we get to play all these things for free, so why not? Why not? Let's get the let's cast a Harbinger for free. I'm going to cast the Harbinger for free, and then I'll play Master the Pearl Trident and just tap the Neonate. And untap one of the lands to keep Collected Company up. And I'll save a Harbinger in my hand for some, I don't know, worst case scenario. We'll keep the Harbinger in hand, I guess, for if they have a creature out, or 2 creatures, we can cast the Harbinger of the Tides. And force him to get his creatures tapped.
This is the power of Merfolk right here.
This is the power of Merfolk. This is also the power of Collected Company. I'm pretty sure... He brought an ancient Dredge. I'm pretty sure that Collected Company made this deck even better against Dredge. I mean, this is nuts.
One more. Let's do it.
Tax everything but the Noble Hierarch. I want you for mana. And that's going to be the manabase.com Get Dunked On Instant Replay. So now the conflict rate looking pretty weak in that graveyard. Looking pretty bad. Oh man. He needs like, okay, 4, 7... Sorry, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He needs 12 cards in his hand in order to kill everything. He doesn't have anything close to that. You're at 2 life. I mean, I guess I could have collected Company on our turn to see if we were going to kill him on the spot. There's like no way he can wipe our board. Even if he had Anger of the Gods in his deck for whatever dumb reason, it wouldn't have done anything. There's a Bloodghast.
Let's do what?
If they're in your graveyard, it has landfall. If you play a land, you can return from the graveyard back to the battlefield. They don't really matter. They don't block. They are a bunch of do-nothings. As Andrew Day 2 Dredge would say.
If he were here and alive.
If he were still here.
Just kidding, Andy.
Yeah, if anyone's concerned, he's not dead. Richard Garfield, on the other hand.
Oh, I didn't get to see the second Coco.
Just kidding. He's also not dead. No, we didn't get to see the second Coco. He realized, yeah, that's a lot of creatures, and that's a lot of power. So moving on to the sideboard, I'm pretty sure we want the Noble Hierarchs on the draw so that we can catch up against any sort of slow start. Maybe we don't want Curse Catcher on the draw. Yeah, I think this is legit. Oh, Collected Company. That was good. That was good. That felt good. This hand's sort of slow, but it's got a lot of useful cards on the draw. Like several Harbinger of the Tides. It's also got Spreading Seas. Yeah, we'll keep it. And it has a Lord. It's definitely a hand that I can see we're going to get run over if our opponent has any sort of fast start. But he didn't start with a Faithless Looting or a Neonate, so that's some good news for us. His hand is really slow if he's doing something like that. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty confident right now. If he doesn't play land, I'm going to feel even more confident because we can Spreading Seas him. Finds Necromoeba. It's okay. It's an annoying card, but we'll live with it. Bloodstained Mire brings Bloodghast back. So what did he dredge? Like, what was the dredger? It was a Dark Blast. That's actually very important to know. So if we just run out Silvergill Adept, it's just going to die. So we are going to have to play our Lords out first. Which is totally fine. We have so many Lords that we just might want to go like Lord, 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 Spreading Seas, win. It's definitely a winning formula on the draw. I'm sorry, on the play. Still probably good on the draw. best thing that can happen to us would be running lands, and then we would be super online because we have so many 2-drops. Being able to play 2 things a turn would be incredibly powerful. Hopefully his hand is full of like artifact destruction garbage like Ancient Dredge. I think we're about to see a Lightning Axe. Because I can't think of anything at instant speed that Dredge would want to play. Yeah, there's Lightning Axe. Discard a card, so he gets to Dredge again if he wants to with Dark Blast. Dark Blast is a very weak Dredger, but he found a real Dredger, and he also found Faithless Looting in the graveyard, so maybe he can start getting online. We still have these Harbingers, though, so for every single creature he puts into play, we can just bounce it back to his hand, and he's running out of cards in his hand as well. Like, worst case scenario, we can just bounce this Bloodghast with Harbinger. Make him get it back into play the hard way. The clock isn't insane. Dark Blast is definitely annoying, though. All things considered, this is not so bad. Faithless Looting. He's going to dredge back Golgari Thug. Got a bunch of trash in the graveyard. So we're running pretty good with the dredgers. He almost whiffed on that second dredge. So he's got a Dakmor Salvage, Golgari Thug, and a something else in his hand. Oh, we picked up Noble Hierarch, but we can't afford to play it. We have to just keep playing. We have to keep committing. We have to keep adding to our board. If we draw one more island or something, we'll have the time to do it. Play it. Bounce Bloodghast. You can definitely get it back online. Okay, so our opponent dredged and now has a Prized Amalgam in the works, which we can also bounce with our Harbinger of the Tides. It's a game about mana. This Noble Hierarch was just an island or something. Or if we got you like much earlier, I need you on turn 1 so that I could turn 2 Mirror Regier and then just play like a bunch of things at once. That would have helped a lot. What else is in the graveyard, just in case some insane stuff got played? This thing says Unearth. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Uh-oh, Vengeful Pharaoh, that is a problem. Death Touch, whenever combat damage is dealt to you or a planeswalker you control, if Vengeful Pharaoh is on your graveyard, destroy target attacking creature, then put it back on top of your library. So basically, I'm allowed to attack with any number of creatures, and then if just one of them deals damage, he gets to kill any one of the he can kill one of any of the attacking creatures. It's worded a little weird. It took me a while to figure out what the hell does this thing do. So whenever combat damage is dealt to, so if he ever takes combat damage, then he can destroy any one of the creatures that attacked. He gets to choose. So he doesn't get to destroy them all. So it's not a big deal if I can go wide. It's just a big deal if I'm chipping at him one at a time. It's going to hard cast the Bloodghast. Okay, come on, land. So he still has, I think, a Golgari Thug in his hand. He still has Dakmor Salvage in his hand. And he still has that... the revealed card thing is useless. Oh, we found a land, finally. So we could... play Noble Hierarch and a Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, hold on. I want to write down what he has in his hand. Dakmor Salvage. Thug. And... the black spell. I don't remember what it's called all of a sudden. I can also play... So how much damage you can do? You can do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage to me next turn, and I'm not anywhere close to killing him. Oh, sorry, and him. So he is threatening to kill me next turn. If I do nothing. Is there any more dredgers in the graveyard? No more dredging. Some good news. Interesting, he has only one green source of mana. Okay, so I can play Noble Hierarch, Harbinger, the Prized Amalgam. Then there's no chance we can die from the Scourge Devil. I can play just Maraudery, and then if he unearths this, how much does it cost to unearth? Oh, lagging up a little bit here. It's okay, we've got a lot of time, and we are not in a desperate situation yet. Unearth is very cheap, it's just 3. So I think we're going to have to go with the Noble Hierarch. Harbinger of the Tides plan. Yes. And we have to keep our life total above 4. Because he could play that devil and attack us in the air with Necromoeba. And that would not be pleasant. Oh, I forgot about that. I guess it's not a big deal. So he's doing that at the upkeep. He's going to get some value out of this. Ugh, so knowing that, man, I now wish I played the Maraudery because we didn't actually die to the Scourge Devil. We could block something with Harbinger of the Tides. Like, I guess we could have taken 3, 4, 7, about 11 damage. And we could have blocked... I could have blocked the Prize Amalgam with Harbinger of the Tides, and then next turn we could have played, assuming we draw land, a bunch of creatures. His Dredge is not useless. Now come on, lands. That's all I want to see. I just want to see some lands. That is not a land. One, 2, 7, 8, 9. And I block 1. But then how do I deal with the Necromoebas in the future? So I can block 2. Alright, I'm just playing to my outs. I don't know what else to do here. I still can't attack because of Vengeful Pharaoh. I guess a Relic of Progenitus at any point like puts us in the game. Because we just get rid of that stupid Scourge Devil. Okay, so he Dark Blast the Marauderi. That's fine because I don't care. Oh, I see what he's going to do. He's going to bring it back with the Dredge and then kill the Marauderi. Okay, that's cute. That's pretty good. It's not bad. A+. Put target creature from your graveyard on top of your library. Is there anything? So with that in mind, we're in trouble. I don't know if I can beat this Dark Blast. Well, once again, if we draw Relic, then we're in the game because we can play Relic, crack it, wipe his graveyard, and then race what's in his hand.
Come on, Relic. Come on.
No. Not only is it not Relic, but it's not a land that's going to come into play untapped.
Spreading Seas for the Relic.
Well, I need 4 mana. I could Silvergill in depth into.
Yeah, you could still go with that.
No, it looks like it's over. What can I do? My hand was just too clunky. But maybe at the point, the turn when I played, well, I don't know. I don't know what we could have done differently. The hand was just way too clunky. Even though our opponent had a really slow start, we're just taking forever to get into the game. We needed like a faster start into Collected Company. What's in our deck that could help us? Well, I mean, okay. I can put a bunch of creatures on the board, and then even if he, what's it called, uses this Scourge Devil, we'll go to 2, but we still live. I'm just going to try to flood the board with creatures, or do I want to do it with Silvergill Adept? I could try to do it with... If I Spreading Seas a black source, then he can bring back Dark Blast and kill off my Curse Catcher, get the Scourge, kill me. So I have to do it with creatures. I have to bring Silvergill Adept out. So step 1, we want to see Collected Company. That's a start. That's a way of winning this game. It's not Collected Company. But anyway, we're not dying yet. And then if he wants to double Dark Blast... Do you know what's something I never considered? He's not playing any land drops, so I could block this Bloodghast at any point and probably save myself a lot of life. Totally forgot about that. But now he's found the life from the loam, so I guess it's not a big deal. But what does he want? You want the Dark Blast? You want the life from the loam? He took Dark Blast. Found another Necromeba, that's not good. That's going to make my Collected Companies even harder to win with. Because what I want to do is I want to find a Collected Company that can like harbinger the tides a few things. We found another Bloodghast, which is going to have haste. he sort of has all the right things. He had Dark Blast, he had the Vengeful Pharaoh, and I was pretty choked on mana. Enough excuses. Let's see if we can get out of this. I can block all 4 of these creatures. And then try to miracle something. Now would be a very bad time to draw that Relic of Progenitus. So now what do I want? Now it's not a bad... Now would be a fine situation to try to draw into a, like, Spreading Seas into, what's it called, Relic of Progenitus, but we're just dead to the Necromebas. Oh well, alright. Spreading Seas. Why not? Let's draw a card. We're gonna Spreading Seas some more stuff. We're gonna get it all. To hell with your lands! Screw your lands. Yeah, I paid it. Come on. Can I draw any of my green stuff without getting harassed by Dark Blast? Ooh, I got the beautiful forest. We're gonna show them our forest. That's the only way we can find our forest. And we lose. So, makes me wonder if... Do we want Noble Hierarch
Maybe we'll skip through his turn.
against a deck that is playing with Dark Blast? I think we'd still do, because, I mean, I don't know if we want to be too scared of a Dark Blast. I still don't want to play into it. But whatever, that's how it's going to go. So, a tough loss. Dark Blast definitely killed us. Vengeful Pharaoh definitely killed us. And maybe, if I was paying a little bit more close attention, we could have blocked the Bloodghast a long time ago and saved our life. Total from, like, going to garbage. Like, so long as he didn't have Life from the Loam in the Graveyard, I think there's a good case for blocking the Bloodghast when he was at, I think, on 3 lands. Because he was sitting on 3 lands for quite a few turns. What turn of the game was this? This was turn 7. So yeah, he was stuck on 3 lands for quite a little while, and there was definitely a good argument for blocking the Bloodghast so that I could try to catch up on the board and save myself some life. Like in this situation, I could have just played my 2 lords out at maybe a much more healthy life total, and maybe we could have made a comeback. Who knows? But anyway, that was our 4th match against Dredge. I'm gonna thank all our patrons out there supporting me on Patreon. I absolutely love the patrons. And we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. This has been Nikachu and his brother playing Cocofolk in Modern.